I didn't need luck. I didn't need connections. I didn't need a rich daddy or a trust fund. I didn't need anything you don't have right now sitting in front of this screen. The difference between your current life and the life you want isn't what you're missing. It's what you refuse to do. Let me tell you something that's going to hurt. Your problem isn't that you don't know what to do. Your problem is you know exactly what to do, but you'd rather stay comfortable in your complaints. You'd rather scroll through social media watching other people live the life you want than actually building it yourself. Every morning you wake up and choose the same mediocre routine. What you're really doing is choosing to remain the same loser you've always been. You're choosing comfort over growth. You're choosing familiar misery over unfamiliar success. You're choosing to stay small because staying small feels safe. How long are you going to keep lying to yourself? How many more years are you going to waste making the same excuses? How many more Monday mornings are you going to wake up dreading your life? Financial freedom isn't luck. It's not winning the lottery. It's not inheriting money. It's not getting discovered. Financial freedom is mindset. And mindset is forged day after day, decision after decision, choice after choice. While you sleep until noon and scroll TikTok, someone else is up at 5 a.m. building the future you only dream about. While you complain about having no opportunities on Twitter, someone else is creating their own opportunities in the real world. While you're binge-watching Netflix, someone else is learning skills that will make them wealthy. Your bank account is the exact reflection of your mental discipline. Your lifestyle is the direct result of your daily decisions. Your freedom level is the precise measurement of your commitment level. Period. Do you really think you're going to change your life by doing the same things that got you here? Do you really believe that tomorrow you'll magically become disciplined when you haven't been disciplined for the last 5 years? Listen carefully because this is going to sound brutal, but someone needs to tell you the truth. You're not broke because the world is against you. You're not struggling because the economy is bad. You're not stuck because you don't have opportunities. You're broke because you think like a broke person and make broke person decisions every single day. You're struggling because you've accepted struggle as your identity. You're stuck because you've convinced yourself that being stuck is just your reality. And until you accept this uncomfortable truth, until you take full responsibility for where you are right now, you're going to remain exactly what you are today. Average. Changing this won't be easy. It's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done. But nobody who achieved real freedom had it easy. And you shouldn't want it to be easy either, because easy doesn't build character. Easy doesn't create strength. Easy doesn't forge the mindset you need to stay wealthy once you get there. The first mindset you must completely destroy is the employee mindset. This is the most dangerous prison because it doesn't feel like a prison. Feels like security. Feels like safety. But it's the very thing that's keeping you trapped in mediocrity. The employee mindset tells you that your security depends on someone else giving you a job. It tells you that your value is determined by what someone else is willing to pay you per hour. It tells you that your financial future depends on someone else's business succeeding. Do you know the fundamental difference between someone with an employee mindset and someone with an owner mindset? The employee asks, "How many hours do I have to work?" The owner asks, "What results do I need to generate?" The employee thinks in terms of time. The owner thinks in terms of value. The employee gets paid for showing up. The owner gets paid for solving problems. The employee's income has a ceiling. The owner's income has no limit. The employee trades time for money like there's some kind of human vending machine. You put in 8 hours, you get out a paycheck. But here's the problem with that model. You can only work so many hours. There's a physical limit to how much you can trade your time for money. But when you shift to an owner mindset, when you start getting paid for value instead of time, there's no limit to how much value you can create. There's no ceiling on how many problems you can solve. There's no cap on how many people you can serve. The uncomfortable truth that nobody talks about is that being an employee is the slowest possible way to get rich. Because you'll never earn more than what your boss thinks you're worth. And your boss has every incentive to keep your salary as low as possible while extracting as much value from you as they can. You're literally making someone else rich while staying poor yourself. You're building someone else's dream while your own dreams die a slow death in a cubicle. The second mindset that's keeping you broke is the consumer mindset. This is the mentality that tells you your happiness is measured by what you can buy. Your success is measured by what you can afford. Your worth is determined by what you own. This mindset is pure poison, and it's everywhere. It's in every advertisement you see. It's in every social media post. It's in every conversation with your friends about the latest gadgets, the newest cars, the trendiest clothes. Rich people don't buy things to make themselves happy. Rich people buy time, freedom, and options. Poor people buy objects that lose value the second they take them home. Rich people invest in assets that multiply their money while they sleep. Every dollar you spend on something that doesn't generate income or improve your skills is a dollar you're stealing from your wealthy future self. Every purchase you make that doesn't move you closer to freedom is a vote for staying exactly where you are. Let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about this. How much money have you spent this year trying to impress people you don't even care about with money you don't even have? How much have you spent on clothes that are now sitting in your closet unworn? How much on gadgets that you used for a week and then forgot about? How much on experiences that gave you temporary pleasure but left you more broke than before? While you're financing the latest iPhone so you can post better pictures on Instagram, someone else is investing that monthly payment into learning a skill that will make them six figures. While you're leasing a car you can't afford to drive to a job you hate, someone else is buying used and investing the difference into building their own business. While you're eating out every day because cooking feels like too much work, someone else is saving that money and putting it toward their financial freedom fund. You do exactly the same thing when you confuse having stuff with having wealth. When you prefer looking successful over actually building success. When you choose instant gratification over long-term prosperity. Here's the transformative truth that changed everything for me. Wealth is invisible. Real wealth doesn't need to be displayed. Real wealth doesn't need to be proven. Real wealth is quiet, secure, and free. Poverty is loud. Poverty needs to show off. Poverty needs to prove itself with expensive cars, designer clothes, and fancy restaurants. Because when you don't have real wealth, you need fake wealth to feel valuable. The wealthiest people I know drive modest cars, live in reasonable homes, and wear simple clothes. Because they understand that every dollar not spent on impressing others is a dollar that can be invested in buying their freedom. The third mindset that's absolutely destroying your potential is the victim mindset. This is the most dangerous one because it feels justified. It feels reasonable. It feels like you're just being realistic about your circumstances. The victim mindset tells you that your failure is the system's fault. It's the economy's fault. It's your parents' fault. It's your boss's fault. It's the government's fault. It's anyone's fault except yours. This mindset is poison because it takes away the one thing you need most to change your life, your power. It turns you into a passive spectator of your own existence. It makes you dependent on external circumstances changing instead of you changing. Here's what I learned the hard way. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what happened to you in the past. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed. It doesn't matter what disadvantages you think you have. The only thing that matters is what you decide to do from this moment forward. Do you know what every single person who achieved real financial freedom has in common? It's not intelligence. It's not education. It's not connections. It's not luck. They stopped looking for someone to blame and started looking for solutions. They stopped explaining why they couldn't and started discovering how they could. They stopped being victims of their circumstances and started becoming architects of their destiny. Every minute you spend explaining why you can't is a minute you're not using to figure out how you can. Every hour you spend complaining about your situation is an hour you could be spending improving your situation. Every day you spend waiting for someone to save you is a day you're not spending learning to save yourself. As long as you remain a victim of your circumstances, you'll never become the creator of your future. As long as you're looking for someone else to fix your problems, you'll never develop the strength to fix them yourself. The victim mindset is seductive because it's easy. It requires no effort. It requires no responsibility. It requires no action. You just get to sit there and blame everyone else for your problems while doing nothing to solve them. But here's the brutal reality. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to fix your life for you. Nobody is going to hand you success on a silver platter. The cavalry isn't coming. You are the cavalry. Now comes the part that separates the dreamers from the achievers. Financial freedom isn't a right. It's not something you deserve just for existing. It's not something society owes you. Financial freedom is a conquest. It's something you earn by executing when others are making excuses. The fourth mindset that changed everything for me is learning to think long-term in a short-term world. Do you know why 95% of people never achieve financial freedom? Because they want 10-year results in 10 months. They want to harvest without planting. They want the destination without the journey. They see someone successful on social media and think it happened overnight. They don't see the years of failure, rejection, and grinding in obscurity. They don't see the sacrifices, the late nights, the missed parties, the delayed gratification. Real wealth is built in decades, not days. It's built with consistency, not intensity. It's built with boring, daily disciplines, not exciting, sporadic efforts. What's the real price of not starting today? What's the cost of continuing to postpone? What's the expense of remaining exactly who you are right now? Let me paint you a picture. 5 years from now, you can either be financially free, or you can be 5 years older with the same problems you have today, just worse. 10 years from now, you can either be wealthy, or you can be 10 years older, more bitter, and more convinced that success is impossible for people like you. While you keep waiting for perfect conditions, someone else is already building with the imperfect conditions they have. While you keep planning the perfect plan, someone else is executing an imperfect but real plan that's actually moving them forward. While you're researching the best time to start, someone else started yesterday with less information than you have right now. You don't need to be ready. Ready is a luxury you can't afford. You need to be willing. Willing to start before you feel prepared. Willing to fail your way to success. Willing to be terrible at something before you become great at it. The perfect moment is a myth. The right moment is right now. The fifth mindset shift that took me from broke to free is understanding this fundamental truth. Your wealth is directly proportional to the number of problems you solve multiplied by the number of people you solve them for. There is no other formula. There are no shortcuts. There are no hacks. Value creation is the only sustainable path to wealth. What problem can you solve? How many people can you solve it for? How much are they willing to pay for that solution? These are the only questions that matter in business. While you're scrolling through get-rich-quick schemes on YouTube, someone else is learning to solve real problems for real people. While you're looking for the perfect business opportunity, someone else is building the skills that make any business opportunity profitable. While you're waiting to discover your passion, someone else is creating value and finding their passion in the process. Here's what nobody tells you about finding your purpose. You don't find it by looking inward and asking, "What am I passionate about?" You find it by looking outward and asking, "What problems can I solve?" Purpose isn't something you discover. It's something you create by serving others at such a high level that you become irreplaceable. What took me from zero to freedom wasn't luck. It wasn't talent. It wasn't connections. It was an obsession with creating value for other people. An obsession with solving problems better than anyone else in my space. It wasn't working when I felt like it. It was working when I didn't feel like it. It wasn't working when I could see results. It was working when results seemed impossible. It wasn't serving customers when they were easy to serve. It was serving every customer like they were my only customer, even when they were difficult, even when they were demanding, even when they didn't appreciate it. It wasn't waiting for the perfect moment. It was making the brave decision to start with what I had, where I was, with the limited resources available to me. The market doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your background. It doesn't care about your excuses or your obstacles. The market only cares about one thing. Can you solve my problem better, faster, or cheaper than the alternatives? If you can answer yes to that question, you'll never be broke again. If you can't, you'll always struggle financially, no matter how hard you work. What if I told you that everything you need to start building wealth you already possess right now? What if I told you that the perfect moment doesn't exist, but the right moment is this moment? What if I told you that you've been waiting for permission that nobody can give you except yourself? The biggest lie you've been telling yourself is that you need more to start. More money, more time, more knowledge, more connections, more experience, more confidence. But here's the truth. You don't start because you have everything you need. You get everything you need because you start. The worst part isn't that you don't know where to begin. The worst part is that you know exactly where to begin, but you keep waiting for someone else to do it for you. You keep waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity. But perfection is the enemy of progress. Perfection is procrastination in disguise. Freedom isn't given away like a participation trophy. It's conquered through daily discipline. Wealth isn't found lying around waiting to be discovered. It's built brick by brick, decision by decision, day by day. Success doesn't arrive at your doorstep like a pizza delivery. It's attracted by the person you become in the process of pursuing it. If you've made it this far in this video, it means something inside you has already awakened. That voice that's been whispering that you deserve more. That feeling that you're capable of more. That knowing that your current life isn't your final destination. But here's what separates the dreamers from the achievers. The dreamers wait for that feeling to turn into motivation. The achievers act despite that feeling turning into fear. You're not broke because you were born that way. You're not struggling because struggle is your destiny. You're not stuck because being stuck is your nature. You're broke because you keep choosing to act like someone who's comfortable being broke. You're struggling because you keep making decisions that lead to struggle. You're stuck because you haven't decided to get unstuck. The power to change everything is in your hands right now. Not tomorrow. Not when you get your next paycheck. Not when the conditions improve. Right now. The game has completely changed, but most people are still playing by the old rules. The old rules said go to school, get good grades, find a stable job, work for 40 years, and retire with a pension. But those rules don't work anymore. That game is over. The pension system is broken. Job security is an illusion. The middle class is disappearing. You're still waiting for someone to give you a job when you should be creating jobs. You're still waiting for circumstances to change when you should be changing yourself. You're still waiting for opportunity to knock when you should be kicking down doors. The new rules are simple. Add value or become irrelevant. Solve problems or become one. Adapt quickly or get left behind. Do you know what separates the wealthy from the broke in today's economy? The wealthy understand that money is just a tool for keeping score. The broke think money is the goal. The wealthy understand that freedom comes from systems, not salaries. The broke are still trading time for money. The wealthy understand that security comes from skills, not jobs. The broke are still looking for job security in an insecure world. While you're worried about job security, they're building financial security through multiple income streams. While you're trading your time for someone else's money, they're building systems that make money while they sleep. While you're waiting for opportunities, they're creating opportunities by solving problems other people won't solve. The marketplace doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't care about your feelings, your background, your education, or your excuses. The marketplace only rewards one thing: results. Can you solve problems? Can you create value? Can you serve people at a higher level than your competition? If yes, you'll be rewarded. If no, you'll be replaced. This isn't cruel. This is just how the world works. And fighting against how the world works is like fighting against gravity. You'll lose every time. But when you understand how the game is really played, when you learn the new rules, when you start playing to win instead of playing not to lose, everything changes. Your bank account doesn't lie to make you feel better. Your results don't sugarcoat the truth to protect your feelings. Your lifestyle doesn't hide the facts to preserve your ego. They're all perfect, brutally honest reflections of your current mindset, your daily habits, and your moment-by-moment decisions. But here's the beautiful, empowering truth. You can change your mindset starting right now. Not tomorrow when you feel more motivated. Not next Monday when you start your new routine. Not next month when you have more time. Right now. The transformation has already begun. The fact that you're still watching this video means you're ready for change. That uncomfortable feeling you're experiencing? That's your comfort zone being challenged. That's your old self fighting against your future self. That resistance you feel? That's not a sign you should stop. That's a sign you're on the right track. Every successful person started exactly where you are right now. broke, scared, full of doubt, overwhelmed by the gap between where they were and where they wanted to be. The difference is they decided to start anyway. They decided to act in spite of their fear, not because they felt brave. They decided to move forward despite their doubts, not because they felt confident. You think you need more money to start? Wrong. You need to start to get more money. The money comes after the action, not before. You think you need more time? Wrong. You need to use the time you already have more effectively. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else who's ever succeeded. You think you need more knowledge? Wrong. You need to apply the knowledge you already have. Information without implementation is just entertainment. You think you need to feel ready? Wrong. Ready is a feeling that comes after you start, not before. The gap between your current reality and your desired reality can only be closed by one thing: consistent action over time. Not perfect action, not massive action, just consistent action. 5 years from now, you're going to be someone completely different than who you are today. The question isn't whether you'll change. The question is whether you'll change for the better or just get 5 years older with the same problems. Your future self is watching every decision you make today. They're watching when you choose comfort over growth. They're watching when you choose easy over necessary. They're watching when you choose the path of least resistance. And they're either going to thank you or resent you for the choices you're making right now. Every day you choose comfort over growth, you're stealing from your future. Every day you choose easy over necessary, you're mortgaging your dreams for temporary convenience. Every day you choose the path of least resistance, you're guaranteeing the life of least fulfillment. But every day you choose discipline over comfort, you're investing in your freedom. Every day you choose growth over safety, you're building your empire one brick at a time. Every day you choose action over excuses, you're becoming the person who deserves the life you want. The clock isn't ticking against you, it's ticking for you. Every second that passes is another opportunity to make a different choice, take a different action, become a different person. Your past doesn't define you. Your current circumstances don't limit you. Your background doesn't determine your future. The only thing that matters is what you decide to do from this point forward. You've been given everything you need: a brain that can learn, hands that can work, and 24 hours a day to make it happen. What more could you possibly need? The only permission you need is the permission you give yourself. The only approval you need is your own. The only person who can change your life is you. If you've made it this far, you're at a crossroads. You have 2 paths in front of you, and the choice you make in the next few minutes will determine the trajectory of your entire life. Path number 1. Close this video, go back to your comfortable routine, keep making the same excuses you've been making for years, and in 5 years, be exactly where you are today, except older, more bitter, and more convinced that success is for other people. You can keep scrolling social media, watching other people live the life you want. You can keep complaining about your circumstances while doing nothing to change them. You can keep waiting for someone to save you while your dreams slowly die. Path number 2. Decide that today is the day everything changes. Decide that you're done being average. Decide that you're ready to pay the price that success demands. Decide that your future is more important than your comfort. You can stop being a spectator of your own life and become the director. You can stop waiting for permission and give it to yourself. You can stop making excuses and start making progress. Freedom isn't free. Success isn't comfortable. Wealth isn't accidental. But mediocrity is free, comfortable, and accidental. Mediocrity costs nothing up front and everything in the end. The people who win in life aren't the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest. They're the ones who decide they're going to win regardless of the circumstances. They're the ones who understand that the only permission they need is the permission they give themselves. They're the ones who take action when action is hard, who persist when persistence is painful, who continue when everyone else quits. Your transformation started the moment you clicked on this video. Your journey began the second you realized you deserve more than what you currently have. Your victory is guaranteed the instant you decide to never give up. But here's the thing about transformation. It's not a one-time event. It's a daily decision. It's not something that happens to you. It's something you make happen through consistent action over time. The only question left is, what are you going to do with this information? Because information without implementation is just entertainment. Knowledge without action is just trivia. Inspiration without perspiration is just procrastination disguised as progress. You can watch 1,000 motivational videos, read 100 self-help books, and attend a dozen seminars, but none of it will change your life unless you change your actions. Your future millionaire self is waiting for you to make the decision. But they won't wait forever. Every day you delay is a day they move further away from your current reality. The decision is yours. But remember, your future self is watching every choice you make today. 5 years from now, you'll either be thanking yourself for the decision you make right now, or you'll be regretting that you didn't make it. Don't let your future self down. The time is now. The person is you. The moment is this moment. What are you going to choose?